The Bajo people are a tribe that refuses to submit to the land. They are children of the sea who make waves their home and build a unique civilization in the ocean. The Bajo people, also known as the Bajau people, are one of the tribes with extraordinary uniqueness due to their close relationship with the sea. They are known as sea nomads who have sailed the Indonesian archipelago for centuries, building a civilization that adapts to the marine environment. The Bajo people's familiarity with the sea has been passed down from generation to generation, so they have a genetic legacy of the sea that cannot be matched by other tribes in the world. One of the most striking facts about the Bajo people is their extraordinary diving ability. They can dive to a depth of 70 meters without breathing apparatus and hold their breath for 13 minutes, a feat that is not acquired through mere exercise, but rather a physiological and genetic adaptation that has been studied by various scientific studies. The average human can only hold their breath underwater for 30 to 90 seconds, while the Bajo people can exceed this limit several times over without scuba gear. The Bajo people can reach depths that are usually only accessible to professional divers. In addition, they have the ability to see clearly underwater, which makes it easier for them to hunt and navigate the ocean. A study published in the journal Cell in 2018 revealed that the Bajo people have a spleen that is 50% larger than tribes that live on land. The spleen plays a role in storing red blood cells that are rich in oxygen, allowing the Bajo people to hold their breath for longer. Mel Ilardo, a genetic researcher from the University of Copenhagen, stated that the larger spleen size in the Bajo people indicates a genetic adaptation to support their abilities. The relationship between spleen contraction and long-term breath holding was first proposed in 1990 in a study on the Ama people in Japan who worked as pearl divers. Other research has also been conducted on sea lions, revealing a positive relationship between maximum diving ability and spleen size, indicating a relationship between spleen size and long-term diving ability. However, the discussion about the Bajo people is not just about their amazing diving abilities. The Bajo people's close relationship with the sea has not only shaped their lifestyle and physical adaptations but also given rise to various traditional ceremonies, philosophies, and unique methods of training their children. The Bajo people have traditional ceremonies that are generally related to the cycle of life and sea activities, which reflect their respect for nature and their ancestors. For example, the Tamuni ceremony, where a newborn baby is dipped into the sea as a symbol of introduction to their environment. The Bajo people believe that this will help their baby grow into a strong, brave, and sea-familiar child. The Bajo people also have the Meliang Ari Ari tradition, where the baby's placenta is released into the ocean as a symbol of returning to nature, and also as a hope that the child will become a great sea explorer. This tradition also shows the Bajo people's belief in the cycle of life and the reciprocal relationship between humans and nature. Not only that, the Bajo people also have a unique method of training their children to be familiar with the sea from an early age. For example, they take their children to play on the beach and on boats from a young age so that they become accustomed to the marine environment. Children are taught to swim and dive from an early age, and most of them learn through various traditional games. Not to mention, children are also taught to recognize various types of fish and other marine life. They are also involved in fishing activities with their parents from a young age, which makes them accustomed to hunting fish when they grow up. The Bajo people are known for their distinctive houses built on the sea. There are several types of houses that they inhabit, such as stilt houses built on wooden pillars in shallow waters. Lepa boats are traditional boats that also serve as dwellings, and stilt houses built on rafts that can be easily moved. These houses utilize local materials such as wood and leaves to build dwellings that are resistant to marine conditions. Usually, the Bajo people hold wedding ceremonies on lepa boats, which seems like a literal symbol of the journey of navigating the household ark for the Bajo people. The lepa boat is a symbol of life, so the wedding ceremony on the lepa boat contains the meaning that married life must be lived with a spirit of togetherness and adaptation, just like navigating the ocean. Interestingly, in some areas, The dowry is paid in ancient currency, which shows the value of tradition and local wisdom of the Bajo people. The sea is not just a place to live, but also like a field that provides a source of life for those who live on land. For the Bajo people, the sea is a vital source of life. They spend about 60% of their working hours, which averages 8 hours a day, at sea to catch fish, turtle shells, and coral that are used as jewelry. The Bajo people's life is closely tied to the sea, which makes their economy dependent on marine resources. Although there is now some diversification of occupations, their main activity still revolves around the sea, particularly fishing. The Bajo people have various traditional fishing techniques that have been passed down through generations, including fishing with rods, spears, traps, and even fish poison. Some Bajo people still use plant-based fish poison to stun fish in shallow waters, but with their growing understanding of the importance of environmental conservation, the use of this poison is gradually being abandoned. The Bajo people possess local wisdom in using environmentally friendly fishing gear and preserving fish resources. They strongly avoid using fish bombs and tiger trawls that can damage coral reefs and marine ecosystems. The Bajo people also have in-depth knowledge of current patterns, fish seasons, and fish habitats, which enables them to determine the right location and time to catch fish without causing damage. Interestingly, the Bajo people's way of life has inspired many people around the world. For example, the film Avatar. The Way of Water, which is visually stunning, takes inspiration from the Bajo people's life in Indonesia. Director James Cameron himself acknowledges that the Metkaina tribe in the film was inspired by the Bajo people who live in stilt houses and have extraordinary diving abilities. Like the Metkaina who live in floating villages on Pandora's coral reefs, the Bajo people build their homes above water, whether it's stilt houses, lepa boats, or floating homes. Additionally, both the Bajo people and the Metkaina have a strong spiritual connection with the sea. They care for and maintain the marine ecosystem as a source of life. The Bajo people also have strict customary rules to preserve the sea, such as prohibiting fishing in certain zones and using environmentally friendly fishing gear. The Metkaina are depicted as having extraordinary swimming and diving abilities, similar to the Bajo people. To this day, the origin of the Bajo people remains a topic of debate among historians. Some theories suggest that they originated from the southern Philippines and then migrated to various regions in the archipelago. Other theories propose that the Bajo people are indigenous to the archipelago, having long inhabited coastal areas. However, despite the uncertainty about their origin, historical records show that the Bajo people have been present in the archipelago since the 6th century. They were known as skilled sailors and traders who were active in the trade network in Southeast Asia. Their expertise in navigation and knowledge of the sea made them important players in the spice trade. The Bajo people are scattered across various regions in Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Brunei Darussalam. In Indonesia, the largest concentration of Bajo people is found in Sulawesi, including South Sulawesi, Southeast Sulawesi, Central Sulawesi, and Gorontalo. They are also found in Kalimantan, from East Kalimantan, South Kalimantan, to North Kalimantan. Outside of Indonesia, the Bajo people are scattered across Sabah, Malaysia, the Sulu archipelago, and Mindanao in the Philippines, as well as the coastal areas of Brunei Darussalam. Due to their widespread distribution, it is difficult to estimate the exact population of the Bajo people. Nevertheless, some sources estimate that the number of Bajo people reaches hundreds of thousands to millions. In the past, the Bajo people lived on boats, moving from one place to another in the waters. However, their lifestyle is not 100% similar to that of their ancestors. Many of them now have homes above shallow waters as their residence. They live in coastal houses built on stilts to protect themselves from high waves. The walls of their homes are made of wood, and the roofs are made of leaves. When they find an area with abundant resources, they will move and build temporary shelters to take refuge during bad weather and to process their catch. Despite not being 100% similar to their ancestors, the existence of these stilt houses remains a distinctive feature of the Bajo people, a tribe that has inspired the world with its uniqueness.